Welcome to the Corner Perspective. Hi, I'm Bruce Spangler, CEO of the Volunteer Ministry Center. Located on the corner of East 5th and North Broadway, the Volunteer Ministry Center is dedicated to ending and preventing homelessness in our community. Today, it is my honor to be with Stephanie Mays, who is our director of our Resource Center.
Hi.
And so glad that you were in that leadership role down there, because you were a case manager beforehand, right?
I sure was. I'm glad to be here.
What does the Resource Center do, Stephanie?
Yeah, so we are a housing program downstairs. So we do have a day center where people who are in the program can hang out. We provide meals, we provide laundry services, showers. But the main service that we provide downstairs is case management. And so that entails a case manager helping our clients navigate the process of housing, because it sometimes can be a difficult and long process. And it's not easy for those who haven't done it before, or who have. You know, it took me some time to learn it, so.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, we all have difficulty navigating a system that we have no knowledge of nor
Yes.
experience. And so, in essence, you and your staff, you're experts at that, right?
You could say that.
Yes, yes. Well, you know, through the years since '07, the Resource Center has empowered almost 1,200 people
Oh, wow.
to
Yeah.
move from the streets to a place of their own. So
Yeah.
you truly are experts down there.
Like I said, you could say that. It
Yes.
takes some learning, but yes, we try.
What's the biggest challenge in terms of helping someone navigate that system?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest challenges we face is that we address the whole picture of someone. And so, you know, navigating the housing process can be complicated, but I would actually say that that's the longest process, but not the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes the hardest process is just working with someone and working on, you know, mental health struggles, substance use, physical health struggles, income plan, like all of those things are things we address.
Mm-hmm.
And those, I think, are sometimes the hardest things that we work on.
I can imagine there's so many factors, right?
There are, and it looks different for every single case, which
Sure.
is why I think sometimes it's complicated.
Sure, that's right.
Yeah.
I often try to let the community know that, you know, housing is just not about. There's no simple answer.
Correct.
Housing has to be affordable, right?
It does. It does.
It has to be accessible.
Mhm.
What would be some of the ways in which housing might not be accessible?
Yeah, so I mean, I think everybody knows we don't have enough affordable housing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people we work with downstairs in the Resource Center don't have income when they come in, or if they do have income, it is not, I'm trying to think of how to say it. It's not income that they could afford fair market rent.
Sure, absolutely.
And so most of our people go through subsidized housing, and we just don't have enough subsidized housing. It's also not accessible in the way that like I said, a lot of people just don't know how to go through that process, because it is a long process. They don't know where to start. A lot of times our people don't have the documents they need to start that process.
Sure.
And so all of those things play a huge factor in it not being accessible to our people.
And sometimes it may not be appropriate. The first option might be.
That's correct. So
yes. just trying to find the right place
Correct.
can be a struggle.
Yeah.
Well, I have mentioned that you and your staff are experts, and I know that to be true. The other thing that I know, and especially about what I've observed through the past 5 years, you've been with us for 5 years.
I think it'll be 4 this year.
Well, I'm trying to give you extra credit.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
I'll take it.
But one time I remember I witnessed you with one of our neighbors, our
Yes.
clients, who was having a very, very difficult time that day, and actually was weeping out loud in the middle of the Resource Center, and actually, you know, just was laying on the floor. And I remember watching you. You came over to provide a level of comfort, and the way you did, you simply got on the ground with him.
Yeah.
I don't remember you saying much, but you were just present.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that kind of therapeutic approach of presence?
Yeah. I just think for me personally, when I've gone through really difficult times, the most powerful thing sometimes that people have done is just be there, and just showing that, you know, they're supporting me. They don't really maybe necessarily understand what I'm going through, but they're there for whatever they need. And so I think that's just super important for our neighbors. A lot of times they lack that support until they get into this program. And so then I think it's super important to show that we're there regardless of the situation, regardless of what that looks like, that we're there to help them in whatever way we can. So
sometimes, I mean, that's just as helpful, just as empowering as
Yeah.
all the other good stuff that you all do.
Yeah, I think so. We a lot of times have clients after they get into housing that are, sometimes sad that they're not in our program anymore. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the sense of support that they've felt throughout the time in the program. And I feel like a lot of people have told me they feel like they're losing that support. And so we try to make it very obvious to them and let them know that, they can come back whenever. We would love to see the progress they're making. They can check in. We love to see them. And of course, if they're ever having an issue, they can give us a call and we'll do what we can to help them, or at least get them linked to some resources that can help them.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, my last observation or question was about folks who come back.
Yeah.
Could I assume that oftentimes they come back in a celebratory way?
Yes, you could assume that. We
Yes.
see, unfortunately, we do see both sides, right?
Sure.
We talked about earlier, not everybody gets the right type of housing the first time. So we do see those, but we also do have people that come back just to eat lunch with us occasionally, let us know how they're doing. We have an art class downstairs. We have a lot of people who are housed come back for that because they love that. But yeah, so we do see people come back a lot just to check in and let us know that they're doing well. And occasionally they'll say, hey, I do need help with this. I'm having a struggle and I don't know where to go. And so we're here to help kind of point them in the right direction.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Stephanie, thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
Just so grateful for both the compassion and professionalism which you and your staff serve our neighbors. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for joining with me on this episode of The Corner Perspective.